What's up, children of the sun? This is your metaphysical advisor, Montre Bible. I just wanted to have a quick chat with you guys. A lot is going on in the world, and it always will be. A few people have asked me, when do you think this pandemic is going to end? And then someone else was asking me, what's going on with Australia? And should we be praying for them and everything? Look, I always pray for everybody. And I pray for Canada and things get better. What we have to realize is that this is a matrix. We are all living in the matrix. Just like that movie, it is a false reality. It is a simulation. It is all in your mind. Okay? We are spirits. And this is what my channel is about. I want to remind you that you are a spirit. Okay? Our mind is our software program, and our body, our avatar, this physical thing is our hardware. Okay, this is how we exist in this three-dimensional reality of time and space. What you have to remember is that you are not that avatar. You are not this body. You are something greater than that. You're a very powerful being. And this world is changing very quickly. The people that we have supposedly elected into power are trying to take your power. They're trying to quickly change things because we are in a paradigm shift. And I've been telling you this since the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction last year in 2020? I said things are changing very quickly. And if you haven't, unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you know that reality as we see it has been changing very quickly, good and bad. But also, you have to be in control of your mind because it is really an attempt to control your mind, how you think, and to get everybody on that same vibration, to get everybody thinking in the same way, to get everybody in a state of fear so that when they pull that little trigger, they can get you to do whatever they want you to do. And that's not some kind of, conspiracy theory or anything. This is just the reality of it. If you can't tell, they're going to keep trying to take something away from you. It will never end until you stop being afraid, until you stop reacting out of fear. There's always going to be a variant until you stop paying attention to it. What they won't tell you is how deadly that variant is. They'll say, well, we just haven't got the research yet. Well, we just don't know yet. There's been plenty of variants. There's always a variant with something, with the virus, the flu variant, that we don't have a cure for the flu. But there's always going to be a variant. The question is, are they making money off of it? Yes. Never in my life have I seen such an organized attempt to always keep a certain disease face front. Haven't seen that with AIDS. Haven't seen so much with cancer. I mean, you go on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, they have sections. They have sections for COVID. They're making money off of it. They're making money off of the therapeutics. They're making money off the vaccines. The government is paid billions. They're paid billions in advertising. No, this is not going to end. Anytime you see money, it's not going to end. It's now return on investment. So, and especially with Saturn and Aquarius, this is going to be a social issue until Saturn moves out of here in 2023. 2023-24, we're around the election time. So no time soon. The thing is, how do you conduct yourself spiritually? What are you doing spiritually to keep your mind right? This is a matrix. It's a social experiment under different countries. If we do this to this country, the only thing that's kind of consistent is the upper organizations and how they are deciding to keep the narrative. Whether they're going to tell you the whole truth or not. Now, if you believe you're being told the whole truth by the media, then this video isn't for you. If you don't believe that the pharmaceutical companies have bought and paid for their news stories at a certain time, okay, then you, whatever. There's billions of dollars into getting a certain narrative across. They'll probably play ads to convince you. I've already seen them on YouTube, ads to convince you of a certain thing. They put billions of dollars in advertisement, in propaganda. Let's just call it propaganda. Let's call it what it is. But it's a control system. And that's what the Matrix is. The Matrix is a simulation. If we do this, what will happen? If we do this, what will happen? When it comes to Austria and Australia, those are all experiments, you know, and it's supposed to happen. All of this is supposed to happen because we are reaching a point in humanity where you have to make a choice. No one's going to force the reality on you. You have to make a choice. You have to decide whether you're going to live in heaven or in hell. You have to decide that. I can't make that decision for you. Everyone's going to have to decide. And until people decide, no, I'm not doing that. Till people decide, yes, you do have a choice. Till people decide that you are going to be in control of your reality, then what can I tell you? You have to make that decision to be in control of your reality or be a victim of the reality that someone else has created for you. It's just how it is. I always tell people, don't let fear hinder or motivate your decisions. If you're doing something out of fear, then you're doing it out of not a good place. You're going to get a bad outcome. Period. No matter what. I don't care if you're the most spiritual person in the world. If you're doing it out of fear, you're not going to get a good result. And if you say, okay, what is it that I love? What is it I love to do? How is love motivating me in this situation? You gotta ask yourself those serious questions. What am I afraid of? Okay? What am I afraid of doing? Is it holding me back? Is it motivating me? Now there's a difference between being cautious and being fearful. Fearful is definitely, even when you're doing that thing, you're still afraid. Fear will always give you a physical reaction. You'll feel it in your body, whatever. Cautious is different. Cautious is, I'm not going to run into traffic. Okay, I'm not going to walk into traffic. I'm being cautious. But fearful is saying, I'm only going to walk across the street when that light is green. Caution is saying, I can still walk across the street. I'm just going to look both ways and make sure that if cars are coming, I'm timing myself appropriately. Because what if that light never changes? What if that light stays red forever? And you're like, well, I can't walk until the sign says walk, but there's no cars coming, walk. But I can't because the rules. Okay, at some point, common sense says there's no cars coming. If you're fearful, is like, I can't go across the street because it's not telling me to. Caution is saying, okay, well, that's just a suggestion. I remember my friends used to say that. That's just a suggestion. Lights are just suggestions. Of course, they're the law too, but when you're walking, you have freedom to walk. So think of it like that. With this matrix system, there are laws, rules that it goes by, like a computer system, and they're constantly trying to program your mind to do a certain thing, to automatically do it on its own. Just make sure that you're programming your software, you're programming your mind to do what you want it to do, because you will do things subconsciously and not realize you're doing it subconsciously, because there are NLPs, neuro-linguistic programming, that is in music, that's in television, that they use to keep you under a certain vibration, to keep you in fear. So that's why I tell people, watch what you put into your mind, what you when you watch on television, the movies, everything, because all of that is trying to put a certain program into you. Only program your own mind with the things that you want to program yourself with. This latest news is that Omicron is this big thing. All of a sudden, one day, all the news was. I was just like, let me unfollow these news systems on Facebook, because they were all talking about Omicron in South Africa and stuff. The day before, a story had broke that actually Africa, the entire continent, most of the countries in Africa, had the least amount of coronavirus cases, even though they were the least amount that were vaccinated. It's true. They haven't had as many cases as Europe and Asia, and not that many people vaccinated. Then the day after that, all of a sudden South Africa, which is, we know South Africa, heavily European influence, I'll say. Just let's leave it at that. They're having this Omicron outbreak. Let's stop traveling there, or ban travel, as if it just started yesterday. If Omicron is there yesterday, I'm sure it was there a week ago, and I'm sure people have already been traveling. Here's the point: if you got therapeutics, you have vaccines, which have been proven to work, stop spreading fear and panic. Because that's all the news is doing. They're trying to get you in a state of fear and panic. I already said, and I have nothing against people who are vaccinated, whatever. I already predicted. I said there's going to be 4 vaccinations this year. 4 vaccinations. Now with this Omicron news, I said, yep, they're going to have y'all taking shot number 4 by December. That's what I predicted. 4. No telling how many in 2022 until people get tired, because there's always going to be a new variant. And if you want to take a shot every month, that's your choice. But just know what you're choosing. Just know what you're choosing and know the repercussions of that choice. Okay? That's all I'm saying. What other ailment do you get vaccinated for every month? Or 4 times in a year? Is it really a vaccine if you gotta take that many? You gotta take 4 measles shots to avoid getting the measles? How many flu shots do you need? 2? So until people start waking up and using common sense and start questioning stuff, asking their doctor why, and most doctors haven't even questioned stuff themselves, but some have. There's plenty of doctors who have. Some doctors have been kicked out of the hospitals. That's what I'm saying. There's going to be a great divide of people, professionals, who have been quiet, but they'll start speaking up, especially in 2022. You're going to have a lot of professionals speaking up. You're going to have that. I told you, you're going to have a truth bomb really soon with the solar eclipse in Sagittarius. A lot of people are going to start telling the truth of what's going on. So expect it, and it's going to affect us for the next 6 months of what people see. The world will start seeing things in a whole different way, because Sagittarius is about blunt truth, and people are going to see it. Jupiter's moving direct too. Oh yeah. And Jupiter has a little bit of truth it's going to tell everybody before it moves into Pisces. So seeing the patterns with that, seeing a lot of pushbacks, I say, and then I've been telling people, wait it out, watch, but also don't live in fear. Is it going to end? Not until people stop being afraid, until they see that they're not making money off of it anymore. You act like there hasn't been other viruses that they've been trying to make popular. I think I was talking about the endovirus back in 2014. And I'm not a big YouTuber, so a lot of people don't see all my stuff. But endovirus was one that they were trying to get people afraid of, and nobody really responded to. until they get all the organizations on board. But as you see, Bill Gates has been kind of having his hands in a cookie jar. So, I am just sharing my spiritual opinion on this. What you do physically with your body, I think, is your choice. And it should always be that way. There should not be a one size fits all, because there isn't. Everybody has different vehicles, different avatars. So take care of yourself, take care of your body. Listen to your spirit, listen to your body, listen to your creator about how you should do, and take it like that. Like I said, spiritually, there is this great reset happening with people, about awareness, about our spiritual ascension into a new awareness. And you need to kind of keep it. And there's a fake consciousness, like I said, the fake woke community that has popped up that is just a big distraction, nitpicking about every little thing. In the name of being wokeness and being inclusive, they're actually doing the opposite of that. They're separating people. Fake spirituality as well. So just keep in mind of that, and understand that it is a big simulation. My beliefs on this whole stuff, ever since the Mandela effects and my awakening to that in 2014, I think, and seeing how fluid the world is and how reality is not static, and then seeing how the agents or the people that are in this system would talk so harshly about people who believe in the Mandela effect. Oh, it's just in your mind, which is true. It is in your mind. Oh, your mind is failing you. But it is in your mind. All is the mind. And when you start realizing that your awareness is affecting your reality, and all you have to do is shift that awareness to what you love and what you focus on, you can actually create the world that you really want. You can create a world where you have control. And not this draconian world where this system, this matrix, is trying to control you and trying to keep you in this little box and trying to keep you there and trying to keep you dependent and trying to say, oh, you can't make any money. Oh, you can't do this. You can't do that. You can't stay here. You got to stay in this little box. Stay in this little box. They're trying harder and harder to keep you in that little box. They're trying harder and harder to keep you there. And they're going to. That's their goal, is to keep you in that little box. Don't do nothing. You can't do nothing. No, don't think outside. No, just listen to us. No, just focus on them. And they want to keep you in that state of fear. And they're always going to put out that news. New variant. New variant. New variant. Be afraid. Until you panic. And if you don't think you can create psychosomatic illness just from thinking, why don't you research that on your own? A lot of people, just from anxiety alone, will make themselves sick. And they won't know why or what's going on with them. Stress. And not to say that there are people who are actually sick. Yes, there are. But in 2020, when it was alpha, there was a lot of asymptomatic cases. And in 2021, they were like, oh, well, you got infected, but you don't have any symptoms. That's the vaccine. But that's basically asymptomatic. It's not about who gets infected. It's about who's actually dying from it. It's about treatment. It's about getting the people who are the most susceptible to get sick and die. That's who you need to be focused on. That's who needs to be getting treatment, which we have. And focus on getting them better. That's what the medical industry is supposed to be. There's no such thing as stop the spread. That is a lie. They couldn't stop the spread of the flu. They're not going to stop the spread of this. It's a coronavirus. It's RNA virus. They're not going to stop the spread. That's a lie. It's a fantasy. You know? And as long as they have treatments, then what is everybody worried about? Okay. I want to keep that short. I just want to say, you are part of this matrix, but it doesn't have to be a part of you. Be in the world, not of it, and don't let it control you. You are a free spirit, and make your reality happen. Because if you don't do it, then who will? Talk to you guys later. Peace out.